Jared Gray with my co-host, the Dynasty Chef, and Jordan Rains, 50 Shades of Drunk. Good morning, fellas. What's up?
Yo. Ready to talk
Bro, I'm stoked today, dude. Like, I can't even tell you, like, how excited I am for this week. I'm basically, you're in the last 2 weeks of fantasy football, and boom, here we go. Like, playoffs. And it's a little depressing, but it's so awesome.
This is the first year I haven't been tilting out of my mind because in 2 of my 3 big money leagues, I basically have a first round bye locked up. So I'm loving that. But I'm in 2 other leagues where one, I'm fighting for a playoff spot. And then one, I'm pretty much in the playoffs, but I don't think I got a bye. But anyway, it's nice to, like, usually in the past, I usually make the playoffs, but it's usually every week I'm fighting because, you know what I mean? It's like this week I have to win, and this week I have to win. It comes down to that last Monday night game in week 13, and I'm just like, But this year it's nice to kind of just be like cruising in there into a couple of spots. But yeah, it's nice. Crazy. The season's almost over.
My 2 big pay leagues, I've already shored up a playoff spot. If I win this week in both of them, I think I shore up the division in both of them. So I will probably shore up a bye. So, and I started Williams, the running back from Indianapolis, on Thursday. I told you I was high on him this week because Mac broke his hand. So, boom, I got 28 points in one league, 22 in another. I'll take it.
Oh, man, yeah, Thursday night. I guess we should talk about that. I have Zach Cunningham in 3 leagues, I think, 3 or 4. And in one of the ones I was just describing where I need to win to get in the playoffs, I benched him. So I put that on Twitter. But hopefully I'm playing Harold Landry in his spot. So I'm hoping that pans out. 16 tackles, though. It's a very basic league. So 16 tackles is a really, really good week for a linebacker. I'm in a couple other leagues. The one league I benched him, he got 31 points. I'm just like kicking myself in the butt. But
hey, so Russ is saying he don't see us on YouTube yet. What's up with that?
I saw something that said we were on. I got a little pop up.
I got a thing somewhere on YouTube. I don't know, Russ. Don't hate. I guess I can look. Unless one of you guys don't look.
I'm looking right now.
So we got any questions? So I know somebody just
I got one. Somebody just asked, is Greenlaw startable this week as a linebacker too? I would bench Rashaan Evans. I'm not benching Rashaan Evans.
Dude, Rashaan Evans is a baller.
Yeah, he's one of the best linebackers this season. I think Jayon Brown is back this week too. I mean, maybe that's
maybe why. But Rashaan Evans is still, like, even when he was back last week for sparingly, he balled out, right? So
yeah, I would definitely play Rashaan Evans over Greenlaw. So that was pretty easy. That was from Matthew Riggins. Shouts Matt. I'll probably try to just answer that on Twitter here too while I'm sitting here in case you're not watching the cast, bro.
Yeah,
let's see who's on here.
Let's say we're live on YouTube.
Okay. I just want to make sure. So
what other questions you got for us?
So
I guess we should talk about
I have a question.
Leighton Vander Esch.
Yeah, I just don't know what's going on with LV, man.
Well, I mean, just for this week, he's out. So people are going to be looking for, fill-in people.
So I picked up Barron because I have Leighton Vander Esch. I picked up Mark Barron. I'm kind of in that league. I'm kind of holding back a little bit. It's so full. Like, it's kind of like your big league, right? There's so many players on your bench. I think we have like 16 players on our bench. So, and people grab linebackers. You know how this is. So, I had to go get Mark. I got Mark Barron. I think I'm gonna have to start him, to be honest with you. Somebody dropped CJ Mosley, and somebody picked him up right away. But
yeah, I have LVV in a couple of spots. I'm starting now that I had to bench him for sure. I'm starting Dante Fowler in one league where I had him. In another league, I think I'm starting Fred Warner where he was. But some littler known guys that you could probably find or maybe be able to get on waivers to play for him. Nate Gary might still be out there, maybe.
Well, here's a question for you, my man. Zach, Hewitt, Greenlaw, or Vigil is the LB3 spot? I say all three of them are good LB3, but for me, if I have Nick Vigil, I'm playing him. Aren't you?
Yeah, he's been having a solid season, low key.
He's been playing low LB too, right? Anyway,
and he's had LB 1 week, so I'm definitely with that side of things. Hewitt is a good play too, and Greenlaw's a good play. But if I have to go, my first thing
both are LB2 playable.
Yeah.
And to say they're going to be your LB3, I mean, flip a coin, bro.
Yeah. The first thing I always look for when I look to play a player is their how they've performed over a period of time. And I mean, we have the largest sample size of somewhat success at a Vigil. You know, I mean, Greenlaw just got playing time because people have been getting hurt, and Hewitt, same thing. So that to me gives them a tiny knock. Where a guy like Vigil, who's had a starting spot for a while, I think he's just the safer play. You kind of know what you're getting with him. So, especially in Cincinnati, who else is making tackles? You know what I mean?
Well, it's funny you say that, because the next question is thoughts on Jermaine Pratt this week. I like Jermaine Pratt. He is a dynasty stash for me for sure. It really just depends on what you have coming. You know, what more you have. I love Jermaine Pratt. I think he's got a lot of talent. I think he's young and he's still trying to learn the NFL side of football. I mean, he was a good college player. So when it comes to Jermaine Pratt, he is playable. They do have a good matchup, a fun matchup. So I guess I'm going to have to get back to you really on Jermaine Pratt. I love Jermaine Pratt.
I think you can play him. But again, it's like I said, we've only seen him on the field X number of snaps in reality, so you can play him, but he's risky because you really don't.
Well, I mean, a lot of it is just because they just let go of old boy, right? So,
I mean, it looks good. The opportunity looks good. He was drafted to play football, so, he's got his spot. But again, we have only seen X number of snaps, and we don't know what's going to happen, So
I mean, he has 29 combined tackles, right? I mean, 12 assists, and then that's about the same. Yeah. I mean, they play the Steelers. They're going to dump the ball a lot. I'm going to guess Samuels is going to be the main guy today, which means I'm going to guess the Bengals on Pratt's side are going to put him on him. So I could see Pratt playing very well today if he tackles well against Samuels, because I think you're going to see him spy him a lot. Okay. Don't you?
I think he could. I mean, again, I think he could have a good game, but I'm not excited to play him. And I don't know. I mean, I would have to be hard up to put him in my lineup.
I mean, in a real low-scoring game last week, he had 6 tackles. He had 4 assists and 2 solos. But you got to think about this. Nick Vigil had 12 tackles, 6 tackles, 6 solos, 6 assists, right? So Jesse Bates had more. Let me just talk about guys who had more. Carlos Dunlap, Sam Hubbard, William Jackson, Jesse Bates, Darquez Denard, who got hurt, Sean Williams, who's questionable, Josh Tupou, and Nick Vigil all had more tackles than Jermaine Pratt last week. So
exactly. I mean,
but it was also his first week as a starter.
Exactly. So that's where I'm getting at. You can play him as a linebacker 3 or a 4, but if you get 4 tackles, you don't complain and be sad about it. You could see that coming in some lights. So that's how I feel about Jermaine Pratt.
So I like his matchup with Pittsburgh a lot more than I like it with the Raiders, because the Raiders don't have a running back they're going to dump off to. So in that aspect, I like the matchup, but it just depends if he makes the tackles. He could have 5 solo tackles, no problem. Could expect 100%. So in that aspect, Russ, I think he is startable. So Shane, appreciate you as always. You're the man. Shane, with your question, Josh Allen or Robert Quinn this week? Dude, all right. So normally I would tell you Robert Quinn, right? But rumor has it The entire Cowboys locker room has had the flu this week.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Really?
All of them.
Yeah.
Like just this massive flu
Mhm.
bug.
I haven't
So
heard.
You haven't heard about this? It's an outrage.
It's bad enough they play the Patriots
Uh-huh.
and they all have the flu.
They've been saying Belichick's been giving everybody the flu.
Bro.
That's wild. Well,
Mhm.
I love Robert Quinn. He has been a must start. So for me, I want to know if he caught the flu bug. He's the only one unfortunate.
yeah.
So
Everybody's been sick.
everybody's been sick in Dallas. So
It's hard to trust anybody there this week. Are they sick? Are they not? Are they going to play well?
If Robert Quinn's healthy, he's going to play 100% of snaps, right? I mean, how many snaps? Who got what? 86% last week?
He'll play 75 to 80.
Okay, so how much will Josh Allen play?
He'll probably play 50 to 60.
Yeah. So in the percentage of snaps, we all think that Quinn is the play. I think.
But Quinn's playing New England, which you have to consider. You know what I mean? And Josh Allen's playing Tennessee, which is one of the most sacked.
I mean, what are you considering here though? Quinn's playing against is Win back? Bro. Is Win back?
It doesn't matter.
He's back, but
Tom doesn't take sacks.
Exactly. So I have Robert in my rankings. I was just looking. I have Robert Quinn higher, but I was looking last night at Josh Allen, and I think I have him like 15, 16, 17. I really need Josh Allen this week up more close to 6, 7. I would play him over. I'm playing him over Nick Bosa in the league, and that's kind of what made me look at my rankings and say to myself, all right, I need to.
Okay, here's something.
But I
love Josh Allen. You know me. I'm a huge Josh Allen fan.
Go ahead.
They don't take sacks, but QB hits.
QB hits. He has a lot of but like I said, I'm playing Josh Allen because he's playing the Titans, and they're one of the have one of the not great offensive lines in the league. Josh Allen is already a top 10 DE DL. I mean, in most of your IDP leagues. Robert Quinn has been good, yes, but I mean, you have to consider he's playing a wily vet. You've got the rumors that he's sick, and maybe this offensive lineman Win is coming back. There's just things that are ticking against him that are not ticking against Josh Allen. And yeah, maybe he plays 10 more snaps than Josh Allen does, but I think Josh Allen deserves to play this week. That's my take.
Hard to trust that Patriots O-line right now.
It's hard to play anybody against him because, like you said, I mean, Tom Brady just doesn't like getting sacked.
No, but it's right now there.
And when he doesn't see it, I mean, he throws it away. He doesn't try to make something happen. I mean, that's not Tom Brady's game.
All right, so let's go. So are we all going Josh Allen?
Yeah.
My rankings don't say that. If anyone's listening and looked at my rankings, if I were to update those.
So I just want everybody to take note.
Josh Allen would
Jordan
go up.
likes the matchup.
He likes the matchup this week.
He likes the matchup.
Not the rankings, it's the matchup.
I'm just talking about it.
Love you. Okay. Russ, I'm going to get you on this. Ravens linebackers balled out last week. Which one of you trust the most? They didn't really ball out last week, by the way. Let's talk about that real quick. Because Matthew Judon had 7 sacks. Jimmy Smith had 5 tackles.
7 sacks or 7 tackles?
Sorry, 7 tackles and 2 sacks.
Like, Jesus.
Right?
What did he do?
Tyrus Bowser had 2 sacks and 3 tackles. Okay, so he had 5 total tackles. To say somebody balled out, let's talk about the leading tacklers on this team: Brandon Carr, Marcus Peters, and Jimmy Smith, which are all
quarterbacks.
Okay. Tyrus Bowser, Jalen Ferguson, Matthew Judon. Okay, those are your other guys. Then we drop all the way down to Patrick Onwasser, who had a sack, a tackle, 2 solos, and an assist. Chuck Clark, who had 5 tackles, who was safety / whatever. Overall, the linebackers didn't ball out.
Yeah, it's just because in the first quarter, Judon had 2 of those sacks, and that's what we remember.
Judon had 2 sacks and 7 tackles.
And that's why people feel like that. I agree with you. I still think it's very risky to play any of these guys, even Patrick Onwasser.
I love Onwasser, but the problem is He's just
he
not
has like
getting a lot of
he
snaps.
has like no upside. I mean, this the problem. His most tackles on the season is 8. I mean, that's it. He's had 3 sacks. I'll give him that, which is good, but you can't count on that. And he's only had 4 tackles for loss, and he's not playing all the snaps. That's too risky for me. I mean, maybe as a linebacker 3 or 4, but I have him this week on my. I mean, I'll tell you who I'm starting over him right now. He's not my lineup. I'm playing Nate Gary. I'm playing Dante Hightower. Playing Ryan Kerrigan. I'm playing Zadarius Smith, T.J. Watt, all ahead of him, and that's where I'm at with him. So I mean, if you don't have to play him, don't play him, and
Yeah,
do
I
not
agree.
in them, like you said. I mean, it feels like it was more than it was, and it has not been great this season. I mean, 8 weeks ago, we were talking about Kenny Young and Chris Board. They don't even brought up in this conversation. I mean, this is a mess. I wouldn't want anything to do with it. I have Patrick.
It is going to be an interesting game. Ravens
He's a glass emergency play only at this point.
I might have to drive up to LA for tomorrow's game. I mean, tickets are be nothing.
Yeah,
I might have to go do that. It's only like an hour and a half drive, something like that, 2-hour drive.
Do it.
Yeah, LA traffic. That'll just be 8-10 hours.
Yeah, no problem.
8-10-hour drive.
You take the train, bro, up to Anaheim. Call it good.
I don't know nothing about that. I've only been to California once, and I drove everywhere. It was a nightmare.
Sinbin, I'll be right with you. Shane, gotcha. Ryan, my bag. Okay, I'll get to Ryan and Cook. Russell.
Here we go.
Your name is like the matchup with the 49ers, especially with Kittle. If Kittle plays, Kittle is playing. Looks like
he is.
Yep.
Is that what that report says? Something. I saw something.
I just got something from Sleeper saying that they're gonna. He's gonna play with his ankle still injured. He apparently had a broken bone in his ankle playing against Arizona. So
brutal.
He's still broken, man.
I like Adrian Amos. I have all year, personally.
Well, if Kittle plays and he's playing just coming off injury.
I mean, I like Taven Wilson too.
I mean, Amos is averaging like 5 tackles a game, which isn't bad. Most of them are solos, which you like. I mean, if you play in a league that has a discrepancy between the scoring of an assist and a solo. But besides that, I mean, there's not really much going on there. So he's a utility play, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, you can play him, but I don't think there's going to be any world where you're like, oh, I'm so fucking glad I had Adrian Amos this week. He won my week. You're just going to be like, oh, good. Like, I got 9 points. Perfect.
Yep. Awesome. Maybe he.
Next, scroll on, baby.
Maybe he gets lucky. He gets a pick against Kittle.
Yeah. And even that, you probably won't even notice. You'll be like, oh, yeah.
I like both plays, to be honest with you. I think both are going to have decent days. So,
who was the other one they talked about?
Taven Wilson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would play Taven Wilson over Adrian Amos 100 times out of 100.
Well, there you go. I'm playing Taven Wilson every time I have him. So I haven't.
I mean, he has
last week, and
he basically has the same number of tackles as Adrian Amos, but he started a lot less games. And he's got 3 tackles for loss. Amos only got 1. So I'll take it.
Cool. Ryan. So we agree. Taven Wilson. Ryan says Quinn, Clowney, Bosa, Nick Bosa, pick 2. I know that you're all on some. So it's funny. I dropped Nick Bosa in this league, and Ryan picked him up, and then he balled out and hasn't. He's either huge game or nothing.
It's
really? Quinn's a must play, right?
No, not on this list. I'm playing Clowney and Bosa over Quinn this week. I have Clowney as like my 2 or well, let me look again. I had Clowney high. I might have dropped him down a little bit, but I wrote about Clowney this week. I think he's in a good spot. He finally like hit on some of these pressures that he's been getting this last week. He had like 5 quarterback hits. What was it? I guess it was 2 weeks ago.
He had a great game against San Francisco.
Yeah, and San Francisco's line
is going against the Eagles.
See, yeah, I love that. Carson Wentz is.
But if Lane Johnson isn't playing, then I'm playing Clowney for sure.
I'm playing Clowney and Bosa in that spot. That is my final answer.
Yeah, I think
You're
with
saying Clowney and Bosa. Okay. Steve, what do you got?
I'm going with Clowney and Bosa. With
Going Clowney and Bosa.
with
See, I'm
Quinn
not
being maybe sick and that matchup. Yeah,
So you think Bosa gets through the Packers line pretty easily tonight?
I think he will. I think he's gonna. I think
But
he's gonna cut
nobody's
through
there.
there. I think he's gonna cut through it like a hot knife through butter.
These are my rankings for the week. I have Jadeveon Clowney at 7, Nick Bosa at 8, and Robert Quinn at 9. So I guess even that lines up. Like I said, I've been fading Quinn a little bit more as I've been, or not really fading him. I've been getting higher on Josh Allen as the week's gone on. But they're all back to back in my rankings, and Quinn is the bottom.
I think Nick Bosa is going to introduce himself to Rodgers
and
tonight.
Bosa's due for a big game. He's had 2 down games.
Like, how you doing, Aaron? My name's Nick.
Okay, well, we'll go 2 for 3 here because Bosa needs a breakout game. So I guess we all agree that we think it's Clowney and Bosa. But just so we're clear, I like Quinn more than Clowney. Just so we're clear. Sorry, Quinn more than Bosa. Let the record show I like Quinn more than Bosa.
Okay.
I'm going with the group here. All right, Sinvin, let's go. Debo or Sean Lee?
I had this question from this. Yeah, I remember this guy asking this question earlier. It's kind of weird because Debo's an offensive, right? And Sean Lee.
Yeah, we're talking about Debo Samuel.
I've got a league where I could actually do this.
I'm going Debo. Although Sean Lee is a good play this week.
Sean Lee is a good play every time when LV is not playing at all.
I don't know.
I'm going Sean Lee personally.
I mean, yeah, high floor.
Because Debo's played so well. The thing is who's going to be guarding Debo? Probably Alexander. Who's been like one of the top 3 corners.
He's going to be what's his face?
Alexander's top 3 corner when targeted.
He's in Sanders playing.
Okay. King will be guarding him.
I don't know.
Personally, I like Sean Lee.
I'll play Debo.
I
think that's what I said in the
comment. There it is.
What?
He's hat betting you.
What?
Did you wrote the hat bet down? Who won it?
It was the same.
It was a dead tie, by the way.
Was Sam Hubbard and Jonathan Allen. They both got 3 tackles. So.
Oh wow, tie, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, well then.
Sorry. No. Oh, guys, I'm already. He answered. It's not Debo Samuel. I'm already going to tell you we're all picking Sean Lee.
Deion Jones. Okay, yeah.
Oh, gross.
Andre Campbell is the
even though, and I'm saying that knowing full well that he could very well have probably his best game of the season this year because he's playing what's his face, Winston. So he'll probably end up with a pick 6, and we're going to look like idiots. But the smart play is do not play Deion Jones. He is a linebacker 3 on the season. Facts.
I don't think I've ever heard him referred to as Debo.
Yeah.
Okay, Russ says from his earlier question, John put up 28 points, 14 from Honestler, or 14 from Bowser, and Honestler 10. Honestly, I like Bowser probably more than the other 2 overall. I love Judon overall, though. He's played very well. Again, he's played consistent football, we'll put it that way.
I'm fine with one of them if I'm starting 5.
If I have to start one, I'm starting Judon. If I have to start one of them. Ooh, my man. Did you I'm still trying to say this. You have one of the greatest screen names ever. IDP is life is awesome. Still. Clelin Ferrell at the Jets. Sam Hubbard at Pittsburgh. Well, Pouncey's out, right?
Oh, he is.
Think about
that. I'm loving me some Sam Hubbard, bro.
Yeah.
Man,
Sam Hubbard.
He's been so down the past
I know.
month. I mean, you got
this is right here. This is the time for him to shine.
He had like 4 tackles last week.
Well,
time to shine. Sam Hubbard this week.
Yeah.
I think
Over
you're right.
Clone Farrell, I mean, that's pretty easy. I'm not worried about like over.
Clone Farrell, I'm always got 6.5 sacks.
Mm,
Something like that, right?
No, he's got like 2.
No, he had 2 in 1 week. He
mhm.
had 2 weeks ago. Sorry, I think it's 3.5.
Farrell has 3.5 sacks.
Sorry, 3.5 sacks. What's Sam Hubbard got?
Like 3.
Not.
But he also has like how many tackles?
He's got like 50-something tackles though.
Mhm.
Yeah, bro.
He's got 50. He's got 49 tackles, 4.5 tackles for loss, 8 quarterback hits. I mean, he's blowing past Farrell.
Pouncey's out. Give me some Sam Hubbard, bro. Because I know somebody who just threw 4 interceptions before. So last week.
Yeah.
And was on his tail all game long.
Sam Hubbard's the play. Yeah,
Give me Sam Hubbard.
Shout out to the IDP Army guys. That's what, we appreciate you. We appreciate the questions rolling in from all of our dudes that tune in with us week in, week out. We love doing this. We love helping you guys out. We love talking this, chatting it up with you guys. Hopefully we're giving you some really good information. I know, we seem to all be doing pretty well this season. I haven't had anybody come on my mentions and be like, you fucked me. So no,
not that
never.
much.
We love Sean Lee and over Evans. No, Rashawn Evans is a must play every week.
Rashawn Evans is a baller, bro. Baller all week long.
Funny.
A must start.
He's got a stall on there even.
Sean Lee, Sean Lee is a fill-in role if you're hard up right now. Like, you're not really like playing. No, I'm not excited to play Sean Lee. I'm having to play Sean Lee. I get to play Rashawn Evans where I have him. I'm very happy to put him into my life.
I'm glad we got the rest of that.
You know what I mean? So
that's awesome.
What are you guys seeing that I'm not seeing?
All right. No, we'll get to it in a second. So pick 2, Zadarius Smith, Taylor Rapp, Cameron Jordan.
Ooh, that's spicy.
For me, it's Taylor Rapp and Cameron Jordan. Cameron Jordan's the top 2 defensive linemen.
Yeah, but so it means Zadarius Smith. I'm playing Zadarius Smith, and who does Rams play this week? The Ravens. I'm playing Zadarius Smith. And I'm playing Taylor Rapp. Straight up, I love me some Zadarius Smith.
I know, but let's compare the body of work here, bro.
I'd love to.
What's Cameron Jordan? Dude, the Panthers.
They're going to double and triple team them all. All right, let's look here.
San Francisco hasn't given a whole lot of sacks up.
Damn, they have almost identical stats. Cameron Jordan on the season, 23 solos. Zadarius Smith, 23 solos. Cameron Jordan on the season, 9 assists. Zadarius Smith, 10 assists. Cameron Jordan, tackles for loss, 10. Zadarius Smith, 8.5. Sacks, Cameron Jordan, 9.5. Zadarius Smith, 8.5. Zadarius Smith has 20 quarterback hits. Cameron Jordan has 17 quarterback hits. Each have a big play. One has a fumble recovery, and one has a forced fumble.
One should have a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Let's talk about that.
That's insane that they're that close. I didn't realize that. I'm still playing Smith.
Cameron Jordan.
So he's playing the 49ers. We saw Jadeveon Clowney give them trouble, and he's pretty much the only guy on. I mean, we saw that whole Seahawks line give them trouble, and they haven't really been anything special this season. And the line for the Packers has been really good. I mean, Kenny Clark's hurt, but he's still doing stuff. And then both the Smith brothers off the edge. I mean, they're 2 of the best edge rushers of the season, PFF grades, production wise. So I'm going to play them over Cameron Jordan personally. So I'm going to play Rapp and Smith. Okay.
Well, I'm playing Cameron Jordan and Rapp.
There you go.
So here's a question for you. Starting Minka and Adams today, what do we think? Top 10 performance? Bro, both these dudes are studs.
I hope that every week. I'm starting both of them too.
I'm playing both of them if I have them.
Oh yeah.
Minka had one bad week. Let's be real here. One.
Yep.
Right. He's gonna get back to his pick a week. All right. And Adams is 6 sacks over the last 2 games and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Bro.
Dude,
Adams is the light bulb came back on. He said, you know what? I realize I'm not the number one safety this year. I'm about to change that. And he's just skyrocketing right now. So both these guys solid plays. You know this. That's why you're starting them.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a league where you're benching these guys, it's because you can only start like one defensive back.
Zach, I want to put your stuff on here, but I can't. And you know that. So
Yeah.
just look at the comments. You guys value quarterback hits the same as quarterback pressures. If not, what's the difference in your opinion? Okay, so quarterback hits in some leagues count as points, right? Quarterback pressures in no leagues count as points in general.
It just shows like how they're affecting the quarterback. You know what I mean? It's not really a measurable statistic because it's kind of loosely defined, I guess. Like, does that make sense? Or what do you think on that?
So for me, a quarterback pressure, like a guy could be running after a guy, and there could be three of them at one time running after a guy. Counts all three get a quarterback pressure. All three of them aren't hitting a quarterback. If you are, there's a sack or half sack, something's getting there, right? So that's where I see the difference, right? I mean, I'll give you a good example. In college, you'll see a lot of quarterback pressures, right? Because quarterbacks run the ball more. Everybody gets a quarterback pressure on Lamar Jackson. However, they don't hit him. Okay, so the value is very different. That's why I would tell you that quarterback hits are much more valuable than a pressure, because all it takes is running and throwing the ball away or running and completing passing, right? If you're running after quarterback and he completes a pass, it's still a quarterback pressure. If you hit him, in a lot of leagues, it'll be a point or half a point. I think it's a half a point in ours. So thought we talked about that. What's we got here? Ooh. Played Bowser over Deion Jones. Honestly, I'm going to say no.
I don't know if I take it that far. I do dislike Jones, but he's still, again, a known-ish commodity.
We're talking about a person who is probably their floor or their ceiling is probably 5 tackles in Bowser, right? He's not going to get a huge tackle number. Deion Jones will get 5 tackles. There might be 3 of them might be assists, right? And then he has those games where he has 5 assists and 5 solos. So Deion Jones has a much higher ceiling than Bowser, I think, personally.
Yeah, and probably a higher floor.
So I say Deion Jones over Bowser, personally.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
Trying to make sure I'm missing.
You hate on Deion Jones, but you're not just like benching him for the sake of benching him.
All right, Zach knows that. Well, I can't put his stuff up here, but that's
yeah, he does.
You're hilarious. Okay, after the bye week. After the bye week, who you roll with the rest of the season? Black Elvis or Mark? Honestly, dude, Mark Ingram's balling right now. I mean, the fact that your quarterback trusts your running back is a big deal.
Yep.
They obviously have a lot of chemistry. I mean, I think Mark Ingram's probably bigger on the MVP train than any other player in the league, on his quarterback. So I like Mark Ingram, man. I like it. He's got pretty good matchups coming up too.
Mark Ingram is definitely the play. I mean, he's like a top 5 running back on the season, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he's catching the ball now that all the time.
Elvis. That's awesome. Okay,
so behind on.
Who do you guys feel about Jalen Ferguson for the Ravens? Bro, he hasn't done a whole lot. Yeah, I was just talking about guys who and tackles and from their last game. He did not have a tackle number.
I mean, he's got 15 tackles and a sack on the season.
Yeah, he's not somebody I value very high, to be honest with you. I value Jermaine Pratt much higher.
Davion Clowney is inactive.
Oh, Clowney is out.
I already win. Give me my hat then.
By default.
Crazy after that sucks.
So let's go back to your question from way up here. me scroll up.
Man, that is huge.
So Ryan, and you know when our league gets really big not to play an inactive player, so you must start Quinn and Bosa, but you need to keep an eye on to see if Quinn is active because of the flu. Okay, so you know this. You need to check it out. Hopefully you didn't hop off. If not, I'll text you in a little bit. But Quinn and Bosa. So we are on that. Ooh. Yeah, Rich, I'm not big on Ferguson. Here's a good question for you. Ioannidis, Crosby, or Armstead? Pick two. Oof. For me, it's Ioannidis and Crosby, even though Ioannidis didn't do much last week. Seriously let me down, by the way.
Yeah.
Ryan blows up.
Yeah, but he's been carrying you all season. He needed a break.
He didn't need a break. He don't need a break at all. He needs to break some legs.
I think you're right. I like Armstead a lot, but I think Ioannidis and Crosby's to play because Crosby gets to play against Sam Darnold, who I have zero faith in.
Max Crosby's climbing this list, dude.
Yes, he is. I hope he breaks Sam Darnold in half.
Sacks, right?
Well, I mean, not literally, but
he does have like 6.5 sacks, right? Crosby,
I believe so. 4 of them were like last week, but he's got a ton of quarterback hits too. So definitely Crosby and Ioannidis for me.
Yes, he's out there climbing a lot of people's lists.
He should. You gotta adjust. I mean, if somebody's balling, you gotta make sure you win on.
He made some noise.
Oh yeah, big noise for a rookie. He was the number 1 defensive lineman last week.
Russ was asking, sorry, not Mark Ingram, Black Elvis or Melvin Ingram. Who's Black Elvis?
That's what I was going to say. Who's Black Elvis? I forget who that was. I remember we talked about him last week, but Mark Ingram or Melvin Ingram. I mean, Melvin Ingram's a solid play every week.
Dude, he's been balling lately.
And he's been hot the past couple of weeks.
Melvin Ingram's been playing really well. So he's got probably rolling the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, he's good for about 20 points in our IDP.
Okay, so do we agree Ioannidis and Crosby?
Yes.
Let's go with the rookies. What up? So he meant Melvin Ingram. Okay, that's a good question. What's going on, fellas? What's up, Bill? You know, hop on here now if you need to do that more.
What up, bro?
Hey, if you guys haven't checked out this dude's website, fakepigskin.com.
Yeah, his rankings are way better than mine, so go check
it out. He does a good job. You guys give him some props. We're going to have to pretty high on this guy. He's a good dude. Jared Wilson at Tennessee, Justin Burris versus Miami.
I'm going to go Wilson.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Wilson too.
He's been, he's nothing special, but he's good enough.
Got a lot of upside.
He's good enough to be in your starting lineup, and he's got some upside this week with a backup, quote unquote, quarterback in. Or wait, no, he at Tennessee. Yeah. It's against Tannehill, so I think I
like Jared Wilson.
Yeah, I think he's the play.
Yeah, I think we agree. So Russ, Black Elvis is Frank Clark.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm taking Melvin Ingram over Black Elvis for sure. I remember I was so bummed in all my drafts this offseason when I did not get Black Elvis, Frank Clark, because I thought it was going to be so good. And the ones I got him in, he sunk me at the beginning of the season so bad.
Yeah, he has not played well overall. He's not had a good year so far. So I'm going to go with the guy who's had a pretty good last couple of weeks is Melvin Ingram. Who I think has pretty good matchups coming up.
The last couple of weeks, Denver, Jacksonville, Minnesota. I mean, talk about a sack streak coming up.
Yeah, give me that life.
Anybody that plays, I love Kirk Cousins, but give me anybody that plays Kirk Cousins. He loves to fumble. He loves to get sacked.
It's his favorite thing to do.
Yeah,
he's
a proficient fumbler. He's also a proficient deep ball passer. So don't be.
He does both of them well.
Yeah, better than average. All right, let's see who are the inactives. I haven't quite looked at this yet. Okay, Jadeveon Clowney, I already said that. Who else is inactive today?
Dude, let's talk about this. If you guys have a chance to grab Thomas this week for the Browns, I think you should grab him. Okay, he had a very good week last week with Myles Garrett playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I expect him to play very well this week with Myles Garrett out. And from here on, I mean, I'll put it, and it's obvious they're showcasing him a little bit. If you're a Cleveland Browns fan or you follow them at all on their, weekly updates and stuff like that, they show them practicing. They showed Thomas all week in practice, which is what they normally do with Garrett, right? So they're obviously starting this guy. They're obviously looking to focus on him and him coming up playing well. And I think this exact same thing. With Ogunjobi, Sheldon Richardson's got to be a good play. Tom's got to be a decent play. Miami's trash. So it could be a fun one. I'm telling you. I think Baker's a top 5 quarterback this week too, by the way, in fantasy. Fight me.
I'm not here to fight. I'm here to bluff.
What else we got?
I have
Fighting words.
Jonathan Hankins or Adrian Claiborne. I'm desperate.
You are desperate, apparently.
Yeah. I'm going to go Hankins. Claiborne had a little bit of a boom last week, but
I really thought Adrian Claiborne, once he left, was going to have a monster. Like, he was going to play really well this year.
Nah.
But he hasn't a whole lot.
Man, what a terrible week for Clowney not to play. I just set out the inactives. The Eagles don't have Alshon. They don't have Aguilar. They have like all their rookies and garbage wide receivers, which is a perfect situation because Wentz is going to be like hanging around looking for somebody to throw to even longer. Clowney would have ate him up, dude. What a bummer. Is there a pivot play that we like? I do.
He says your ranks are better than his.
They don't quite go as deep, at least not where the public can see them.
And we do got to holler at you later, though, about running a league next year. Might be a real thing.
The IDP Army is growing, guys. I mean, we got big plans. We won't tell you everything. We got big plans for this next year. We're gonna get this IDP community sorted out. I hate to be, say okay, boomer, but the boomers need to move over. This shit's getting real. It's time to take IDP to the next level. Let's get some DFS. Let's get some best ball. Let's get it all rolling. Let's figure stuff out. There's a lot of money in fantasy football, and all these defensive players are half of the NFL, and they get none of it. And we got to sort this out from the bottom up, So we're doing it brick by brick, and y'all are helping us, and we appreciate that. And it's going to take everybody, but shouts to the Army.
Bro, my man Russell is hilarious. Dude,
what are you? Do I need to get on the YouTube page to see this? Is that where these comments come in?
No, you just need to make sure that you're looking at the chat.
Look at the comments.
Yeah.
Where? I'm looking at our StreamYard screen.
Yeah.
I don't see it
in the comments.
Oh, live comments. Oh, wow. I've had it on private chat literally for months. I have no clue people were talking over here. That's awesome.
Rich, here's the thing, Rich. You probably have already dropped him for Whitesnake because that's your dude. Right? That's why I'm laughing. If you guys don't understand, my man Rich has been on Nate Gary basically for 6 or 7 weeks. I play, and I hopped on the Nate Gary train, and he let me down 1 week. I was pretty upset about it. I'm super upset about it because of him, he lost me the game by 1 point. He scored 2 points that week. Thanks. All I need him to score 5. I mean, well, no big deal.
Brutal.
I have Nate Gary. I picked him up. Thanks a lot for the shouts from Malone and everybody who was on him for me. And I'm playing him this week. And I played him last week. He was quite nice.
Yeah, he's pretty solid. It's interesting. I mean, both guys are pretty good plays overall. Deion Jones is gonna play, but he ain't Devondre Campbell, bro. Here's a cool little offensive. Let's get a little offensive question here. Samuel, Singleton, or Sanders, pick 2.
Singletary.
Well, I'm not,
Yeah,
Singleton.
Singletary. Or Singleton?
No, I think he might. I'm going to mean Singletary from the running back. So here's the thing: I don't want to play 2. Well, which Samuel are you talking about? You talking
Curtis?
about Carolina? Or you talking about Debo?
Oh yeah, that's tough.
That's my question, because I'm not playing 2 wide receivers on the 49ers. Just not going to do it. And the Sanders, I'm guessing you're talking about Curtis Samuel.
Miles Sanders.
I think you're talking about Miles Sanders. I think you're talking about Curtis Samuel and Singletary from. Okay, so you're talking about 2 running backs and a wide receiver. I'm not real keen on Samuel.
I'm playing the wide running backs. Sanders is going to blow up today because all the pass catchers for Philly are out, except for him and Goddard and Ertz, basically. I mean, all the wide receivers.
I expected him a pretty good week last week with Howard out, and he didn't.
He will have a good week this week. And Singletary, I'm not taking Singletary out of my lineup the rest of the season. But that's because I'm in a spot where I kind of need to. But he has major upside. I mean, he's basically Alvin Kamara as far as his yards per touch and all that. It's just nobody.
The Seahawks are very weak against the pass overall. I'm playing Sanders. Singletary's played very well for the Bills. If you guys haven't listened, I think he's one of the best running backs in the draft. I really believe that. Montgomery's finally starting to play, so it's good to see that. But they're finally trusting him because he's a baller. But the Broncos' defense is pretty stout. So I get the question here. My question, you're talking about Curtis Samuels?
I think he's talking about Jalen Samuel now.
Oh, Jalen Samuels.
He's talking about. He said he's talking about the running back from Pitt.
Oh yeah, well, bro, I'm playing Jalen Samuels for sure against the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm playing him, and I would sit Sanders then.
There's so many Samuel. It's like
no, I'll disagree with you. I would sit Singletary over. The Broncos are still a top 5 defense. They were number 4 2 weeks ago. They're a good defense. Still.
Yeah, but they haven't played a quarterback like Josh Allen. White chocolate.
Yeah. We decided white chocolate.
Go back to the M1 mixtape tour, baby.
Again, we're talking about white chocolate when I'm talking about Singletary.
Dude, I bet Josh Allen can play some basketball.
I like Sanders and Samuel, personally. Both have good matchups. So I'm going to go with that. Keep balling, boys. Love the content. Playing rap over Fred Warner. And starting both Zadarius and Cam Jordan.
I would probably personally play Fred Warner over rap.
I love Fred Warner, dude.
And since I wrote about him in my article, I just retweeted a little bit ago for Dynasty Nerds, but since one of the guys from the Big Three, IDP, they posted something about how since Quan's been out, I mean, and it's true, he's had his 2 best games of the season. He's had double-digit tackles both games since Quan's been gone. He's had 2 sacks and a big play, a forced fumble or a fumble recovery, one of the 2. I mean, he's playing lights out, so he's got his big boy pants on.
I love your name, though. Lunch Table Legends. Legit, dude.
Hell yeah.
That's legit. I'll put it. I know you're big on Zadarius Smith, but I don't like that many defensive linemen for me. I'm probably playing a rap over Zadarius Smith, personally. I just don't like that many linemen. So I like to throw a safety in that's playing very well, and Rap has played very well.
Yeah, I think I prefer to play.
So I'm going to go – for me, it's going to be Fred Warner, Cam Jordan, Taylor Rapp, personally. I get the Zadarius Smith play. Don't get me wrong. But I really like Rapp. Rapp he's played very well in a lot of people's absence. The question is when's your boy come back?
Who?
Well,
Quan?
Huh?
Who?
Quan's probably out, right?
John? Yeah, he's out for the rest of the season probably.
Yeah, so
John Johnson? Who are you talking about?
No, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about for this. I'm talking about for the Charger safety might come back after.
Derwin.
Yeah,
I might be grabbing Derwin James if I can get him.
Yeah, I would be so scared to drop him into my lineup in the first week of the playoffs.
The first week, but what about the second week of the playoffs?
I mean, if he goes
What
out,
if you're
plays,
desperate?
he goes out, plays 100% snaps, and does some stuff, then yeah, I'm 100% playing him. But
I put him this way.
playoffs, that's too risky if I'm not on a bye.
If they're out of the playoffs, then he's not going to play.
Exactly, and that's the other thing too. Like, how much did they really use him coming off the injury?
Bro, we're flying by tonight. All right, guys, make sure you set your lineups. Let's just put that out there right now.
Dude, Josh Allen is going to destroy the Broncos today. Oh my gosh.
I mean, is he?
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
Myles Garrett didn't destroy the Broncos.
He has over. I'm talking about my Bills, Josh Allen. My Bills, Josh Allen.
Is he?
25 plus fantasy points.
Yeah, I was gonna say
25.
I don't know about that.
This boy gonna.
Is it at? Where's it at?
Where's it at? Probably in Denver. He don't care.
That's a big difference, bro.
Mm-hmm.
More air. He's gonna throw the ball even farther.
It's at the Bills. I'll give you that. I think the Bills play well.
Okay.
The Bills need to play well because they haven't played very well.
Dude, Josh Allen's going to crush today.
Both
Josh Allens will crush. I'm starting Josh Allen all over the place.
You're starting Josh Allen and Josh Allen.
Yep. I'm starting. I have Lamar Jackson in my one dynasty league, and I almost want to play Josh Allen over him, but I'm not going to do that because that would be stupid. But
it would.
I have Josh Allen like everywhere else, and I'm so excited.
If you make that move,
week 7. Is it since week 7 he's led the league in touchdowns? So
incredible. And big. Who are his weapons? A rookie. And Cole Beasley and another rookie and like a 48-year-old running back. And yeah, he's like he's a ball.
Beast, bro.
No, Singletary's a beast, I know. We got any more of them IDP question? We got, they said Derwin had a chance to come back after the bye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, buddy.
I cannot believe you haven't had the comments up for a week.
No, I know our private, it's like just empty too because we never talked to each other in there. I didn't even know there was a live comments button next to it.
Oh my god!
Like literally since we started this, I've never ever looked in. I always wondered, like, I thought you were just like typing all these questions up. I'm like, wow, like Jared's so cool. He's so good at this. Like now I'm realizing he's pulling these questions all over the internet while we're doing this. And he's typing them up into a banner. I'm like, wow, that's incredible. False.
No, man, I mean, I love these guys. Don't get me wrong, but there is.
And I like how it shows too where the questions come from. Like it says YouTube, it says Periscope. Like it tells you where the questions are coming in from. Yes. That's crazy. I had no clue.
You didn't see the insignia? Like,
no. I mean, I did, but again, I'm clueless. All right, I got some inactives here for you guys that just came out from a guy I follow on Twitter, Down with IDP. We got Clowney out, Deron Payne out, Danny Trevathan out, Flowers out. I don't know if that's Trey with a Y or just TRE out, but one of the Flowers is out. We got Tracy Walker out, Preston Brown out, Marshawn Lattimore is out, Murray is out, although I don't know which Murray that is. It's just Murray. We got Vernon out. I know who that is, Olivia Vernon.
Even more, I'm grabbing Thomas, dude.
Yeah, Cockrell's out. Deshaun Hand is out. Mosley's out. I mean, some of the other guys that you already knew are out. Artie Burns, Stewart. But those are your big inactives for the day. Make sure your lineups are all set up here in the next, hour or so. Browse the waiver wire, all that good stuff. I don't have any more questions on my end. I don't know if these boys have any more for us.
I'm just looking up inactive and whatnot and see what we're going. You're saying you already got your list, but I'm not seeing my list yet.
I'm starting Goddard and Carson Wentz in a league where I've been playing Kelsey and Mahomes. well, in Stafford when Mahomes was out all season. And I'm really not feeling that great about it now that all these wide receivers are out. I mean, yeah, Goddard will probably see a lot of targets, but I think Carson Wentz's upside's probably capped big time. What do you think?
I
mean,
yeah, I'm just looking at some, some different. I'm looking at some actives that some are actually kind of shocked about.
like
Sterling Shepard finally back playing, which is
finally.
interesting. Tyler Lockett is
Yeah,
back.
they said he would be active like after he got hurt though.
TJ Hawkinson. That's interesting. Adrian Pearson's active, so
Oh my god.
he injured his toe. So I really didn't know if I was going to start Geis or not. I was kind of hoping he wasn't going to be active, so I could play Darius Geis in one league. Just me. But, how'd you guys feel about Thursday night game?
I mean,
I
it
feel
was
like
kind
the Colts got posed on that.
Leonard didn't do anything.
Well, Darius Leonard should have had. So in one of my leagues, Darius Leonard got credited for the forced fumble and recovery that should have happened. And after review, they're saying it didn't. And the ball definitely was out. Like there was no doubt it was a fumble in the last 2 minutes, which was huge for the Colts. I mean, they would have had time to run down and had like a minute 30 left. It was definitely a fumble, forced fumble and fumble recovery by Darius Leonard. And they're saying it wasn't. Even after I was pretty pissed about the officiating in that game.
I didn't watch the very end of it. It was kind of boring. So I called it a day.
Let's see what we got here. Thoughts? Marcus Williams top 30 play.
That's Saints safety, right? Or is he cornerback?
I think more of a corner.
Okay. I mean, he had a good
Top
week last
30?
week against the Panthers. I mean, I'd say he could be, yeah. I mean, you were looking at a guy who might have a pick against Kyle Allen, who kind of cracked last week. Let me see where I got in my rankings.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Freaking CMC had 190 yards total offense by himself with no touchdowns. I just can't fathom that. I mean, if he'd had 2 touchdowns with those 190 yards, he'd had a monster week.
Yeah. I mean, he has a monster week every week. He averages like 30 freaking fantasy points every week.
Yeah, I'd say it's gonna be close. He'll be right around.
I'm honestly like just sick and tired of hearing about him.
25. Well, you're gonna have to do it. Down to this best cornerback required play. Falcons guys, Needham from Miami. Justin Burris is cornerback eligible. I like that Burris is cornerback eligible, but Needham is balling, bro. Needham has played very well this year, especially the last like 4 or 5 weeks. I love hot hands. Justin Burris has played pretty well. I like that he's cornerback eligible.
Yeah, I'd probably play Burris here. I don't play in a lot of cornerback leagues, and the ones I do, I got Logan Ryan really early on the waiver wire, or just by drafting him by divine providence, or I have like Jalen Ramsey. I mean, corner is just kind of
Needham.
Okay, Justin Burris. We'll say Justin Burris.
All right, Steve, with the Needham play.
I like Needham too. Needham's been very solid.
Yes, he's been very, very solid.
I like Needham. I love Needham. I'm with my man over here. I like Needham a lot, personally. Time for lineups, though. My goodness. Can't believe it. We're already in an hour already. All right, you guys got any more questions before we hop off here? I don't have any more. Guys, as always, we love the IDP Army. We're trying to grow this thing as quick as possible. If you text and whatever, get on it. Ooh. This is a tough one for me. I like Dre Greenlaw. I have like Dre and Greenlaw for weeks. James Burge has kind of been balling the last 2 games though. Burge had a really big game last week. Hit a sack too, right? So
I'm probably gonna go Greenlaw here against the Packers. So that's tough. I mean, again, these are all. I mean,
Jones is going to get plenty of carries.
Isn't
49ers?
no, I'm Neville Hewitt's supposed to be back.
Yeah, and that's why
he and Burris played last week together, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they did, but
he was so did Gary.
Mm-hmm.
So I like Greenlaw personally. I think Greenlaw is the right play personally.
Yep, I agree too.
Agreed. I think it's Greenlaw.
So we all agree.
Mm-hmm.
But it could be.
We know it's against your boys,
Mm-hmm.
the Packers. So that's why you're really iffy about playing Greenlaw. I get it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
He's going against your team, so. But I still think he'll have a few tackles. This is a real question I got this week. Somebody asked me if they should start Blake Martinez or not.
That was a real question.
I was like, bro, is this real? Is this real life?
You physically reached the phone and slapped him, right?
Oh man, I wish I could have. Blake Martinez. Bro, tell me he was questionable every week I started.
Minka Fitzpatrick's gonna get a pick today. I can feel it.
I think he's going to get 2 to make up for last week.
Dude, we love this. We love you guys. Appreciate everybody.
Appreciate the IDP Army. Oh, I put a poll up on our Instagram. I'll tell you what the results were real quick. I asked who y'all think are going to get the most tackles. Blake Martinez, Bobby Wagner, and Luke Kuechly. And let me see.
Blake Martinez by a landslide.
I think it was Blake Martinez by a landslide. I don't know how to use Instagram properly. I'm sorry. What?
I'm going to go with the guy who's pretty much led the league in tackles all year. So,
all right, I guess our poll is gone from earlier, but I looked at it earlier right before we came on. It was Blake Martinez who got the most votes. So, thanks IDP Army. Follow us on Instagram at the IDP Army. Also, we have an IDP at the IDP 411 is our podcast account. We also have a community account at IDP Army. We have an IDP Army Twitter handle too, if you guys can follow. So we like cross post a lot of the same stuff to them, but it just gives you more outlets to find information. Some of them have unique content that the other ones don't have, just depending on how much time I have to put it up there, what it's really good for and stuff. So go check us out, follow us, and keep, stay up with what's going on. We got big things going on this off season. Promise you guys, it's gonna be a good off season for all of us. And the next season, I mean, we're gonna blow this stuff out of the water. So keep rocking and keep rolling with us. We're having a good time, and we're going to keep doing it for the Army.
All right. Until next time.
Good luck today.
Good luck.